Welcome! Today, we're diving into the basics of security deposits. Whether you're renting an apartment, leasing a car, or even starting a new job, you might encounter the term security deposit. But what exactly does it mean? In this video, we'll break down the concept, explain why security deposits exist, and explore how they work in different situations. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of what a security deposit is and why it's important for both parties involved. Let's get started by defining the term and seeing where you might come across it in everyday life. A security deposit is a sum of money that a tenant, customer, or borrower gives to a landlord, lender, or service provider before receiving a product, service, or property. This deposit acts as a form of financial protection for the provider, ensuring that the recipient will fulfill their obligations, such as paying rent or returning property in good condition. If everything goes smoothly, the deposit is usually returned at the end of the agreement. If not, part or all of the deposit may be kept to cover damages or unpaid bills. Let's look at some common scenarios where security deposits are used. One of the most common places you'll encounter a security deposit is in the world of renting. Landlords typically require tenants to pay a security deposit before moving in. This money is held as insurance against potential damages to the property or unpaid rent. If the tenant leaves the apartment in good condition and pays all rent, the deposit is returned. However, if there's damage or missed payments, the landlord may use the deposit to cover those costs. This system helps protect landlords while encouraging tenants to take care of the property. Car rental companies also use security deposits. When you rent a car, you're often asked to provide a deposit, either by credit card hold or cash. This deposit covers potential damages to the vehicle or extra charges, like fuel or late return fees. If you bring the car back in good shape and on time, you get your deposit back. If not, the company may keep part or all of it to cover their losses. This practice ensures that renters are responsible and careful with the vehicles they borrow. Utility companies, such as those providing electricity, water, or gas, may require a security deposit when you start a new service. This is especially common if you have no credit history or a poor payment record. The deposit acts as a safety net for the company, ensuring they can recover costs if bills go unpaid. After a certain period of on-time payments, the deposit is often refunded or credited to your account. This helps both the company and the customer build trust over time. Security deposits exist to protect the interests of the party providing a service, property, or product. They serve as a financial guarantee that the recipient will meet their responsibilities. If something goes wrong, like property damage, unpaid rent, or missing equipment, the deposit can be used to offset those losses. This system creates a sense of accountability and helps prevent disputes. It's a practical way to build trust between two parties who may not know each other well. The process of handling a security deposit is usually straightforward. First, the deposit is paid before the agreement begins. The provider holds the money in a separate account or as a credit. At the end of the agreement, the provider inspects the property or checks for unpaid bills. If everything is in order, the deposit is returned in full. If there are issues, the provider deducts the necessary amount and returns the rest. This process is designed to be fair and transparent for both sides. Security deposits are often regulated by law, especially in the context of renting property. Laws may specify how much can be charged, how the money must be held, and the timeline for returning the deposit. These rules are designed to protect both landlords and tenants, ensuring fairness and preventing abuse. It's important to know your rights and responsibilities regarding security deposits, as they can vary depending on where you live. Always read your agreement carefully and ask questions if you're unsure. The amount required for a security deposit can vary widely. In residential rentals, it's often equal to 1 or 2 months' rent. For car rentals or utilities, the amount might depend on the value of the property or your credit history. Some agreements set a fixed amount, while others calculate it based on risk factors. It's always a good idea to ask how the deposit is determined and what it covers before signing any agreement. A security deposit is typically returned at the end of the agreement after the provider checks for damages or unpaid bills. The timeline for return can vary. Some places require the deposit to be returned within a certain number of days, while others may take longer. If deductions are made, the provider should give an itemized list explaining why. Knowing the process and timeline helps you plan and ensures you get your money back promptly if you've met all your obligations. There are several reasons why a provider might deduct money from your security deposit. The most common are unpaid rent, damage beyond normal wear and tear, or cleaning costs if the property is left in poor condition. Sometimes, deductions are made for missing items or unpaid utility bills. It's important to keep records and communicate with your provider to avoid misunderstandings. Knowing what can be deducted helps you protect your deposit. One key concept in security deposits is normal wear and tear. This refers to the expected deterioration that happens over time with regular use. For example, faded paint or minor carpet wear is considered normal. Landlords can't deduct for these things. However, large stains, broken windows, or holes in the wall are considered damage and may result in deductions. Understanding the difference helps you know what to expect when your deposit is returned. To make sure you get your security deposit back, there are a few simple steps you can take. First, document the condition of the property when you move in, take photos, and make notes. Communicate any issues to your landlord right away. Keep the property clean and handle repairs promptly. When you move out, clean thoroughly and fix any minor damages. Providing proof of the property's condition can help resolve any disputes and ensure a smooth return of your deposit. A move-in inspection checklist is a helpful tool for both tenants and landlords. This list covers the condition of each room, including walls, floors, appliances, and fixtures. Both parties review and sign the checklist at the start of the lease. This document serves as a reference when you move out, making it easier to determine if any damages occurred during your stay. Using a checklist can prevent misunderstandings and protect your deposit. When it's time to move out, following proper procedures is key to getting your deposit back. Notify your landlord in advance, clean the property thoroughly, and repair any minor damages. Schedule a final inspection with your landlord and compare the property's condition to the move-in checklist. Return all keys and provide a forwarding address for your deposit. These steps help ensure a smooth transition and increase the likelihood of a full refund. If you disagree with deductions from your security deposit, you have the right to dispute them. Start by requesting an itemized list of deductions and any supporting documentation. Communicate with your landlord to try to resolve the issue. If you can't reach an agreement, you may be able to file a complaint with a local housing authority or take legal action. Keeping records and staying calm can help you navigate disputes effectively. Some people confuse security deposits with last month's rent. While both involve upfront payments, they serve different purposes. A security deposit is held as protection against damages or unpaid bills, while last month's rent is simply prepayment for your final month in the property. It's important to know which is which, as the rules for returning or using these funds may differ. Always clarify with your landlord before signing an agreement. In some places, landlords are required to pay interest on security deposits. This means your deposit may grow slightly while it's being held. The rules about interest rates and payment methods vary by location. Sometimes, the interest is paid annually, or it's added to your deposit when it's returned. Check your local laws and your lease agreement to see if you're entitled to interest on your security deposit. Security deposits aren't just for residential rentals. They're also common in commercial leases. Businesses renting office or retail space often pay a security deposit to cover potential damages or unpaid rent. The amount can be much higher than in residential leases, reflecting the value of the property. Commercial leases may also have different rules about how deposits are handled, so it's important for business owners to read their agreements carefully. When renting equipment like tools, electronics, or party supplies, a security deposit is often required. This deposit protects the rental company from loss or damage to their property. If the equipment is returned in good condition, the deposit is refunded. If not, the company may keep part or all of it to cover repairs or replacement. This system encourages renters to take care of borrowed items. Hotels often require a security deposit at check-in, either as a credit card hold or cash payment. This deposit covers potential damages to the room or unpaid charges, like room service or minibar expenses. When you check out, the hotel inspects the room and settles your bill. If everything is in order, the deposit is released. This practice helps hotels manage risk and ensures guests are responsible during their stay. In some jobs, especially those involving cash handling or valuable property, employers may require a security deposit from employees. This deposit acts as insurance against theft, loss, or damage. While less common today, it's still used in certain industries. The deposit is usually returned when employment ends, provided there are no outstanding issues. This practice helps employers manage risk and encourages responsible behavior. Security deposits are used around the world, but the rules and customs can vary widely. In some countries, deposits are strictly regulated, while in others, they're more flexible. It's important to research local laws and practices if you're moving or doing business abroad. Understanding the differences can help you avoid surprises and protect your interests when dealing with security deposits internationally. Some landlords and companies offer alternatives to traditional security deposits. These might include non-refundable fees, insurance policies, or deposit-free rental programs. Each option has pros and cons, so it's important to understand what you're agreeing to. Alternatives can make moving in easier for tenants, but they may not offer the same protection as a standard deposit. Always read the fine print before choosing an alternative. Unfortunately, security deposit scams do exist. Some scammers pose as landlords or rental agents and collect deposits for properties they don't own. To protect yourself, never pay a deposit before seeing the property in person and verifying the landlord's identity. Use secure payment methods and keep records of all transactions. Being cautious can help you avoid losing money to scams. The best way to avoid disputes over security deposits is to communicate clearly and keep good records. Always get agreements in writing, document the property's condition, and follow all procedures for moving in and out. If issues arise, address them promptly and professionally. Good communication and documentation can prevent misunderstandings and help resolve problems quickly. Your credit history can affect whether you're required to pay a security deposit and how much it will be. Landlords and companies may check your credit score to assess risk. A good credit score can sometimes reduce or eliminate the need for a deposit, while a poor score may mean a higher deposit is required. Keeping your credit in good shape can save you money and make renting or borrowing easier. In joint tenancies, where multiple people rent a property together, the security deposit is usually paid as a single sum. All tenants are typically responsible for the full deposit, meaning if one person causes damage, everyone's share may be affected. It's important to communicate and cooperate with your roommates to protect your deposit and avoid disputes. If you sublet your rental property to someone else, the handling of the security deposit can get complicated. Usually, the original tenant remains responsible for the deposit, even if a subtenant moves in. It's important to have a clear agreement with your landlord and the subtenant about who is responsible for damages and how the deposit will be handled. Clear communication can prevent problems later on. Many landlords require an additional deposit if you have pets. This pet deposit covers potential damages caused by animals, such as scratches, stains, or odors. The rules for pet deposits vary, so check your lease for details. Some places treat pet deposits as refundable, while others may keep them as a fee. Knowing the terms can help you budget and avoid surprises. If you rent a furnished property, the security deposit may be higher to cover the value of the furniture and appliances. Landlords want to protect their investment in these items. Be sure to check the inventory list and document the condition of all furnishings when you move in. This helps ensure you're not held responsible for pre-existing damage. Short-term rentals, like vacation homes or Airbnb stays, often require a security deposit. The process is similar to long-term rentals, but the amounts and rules may differ. Hosts use deposits to cover damages or extra cleaning. Always read the terms before booking and follow the house rules to ensure you get your deposit back after your stay. When you renew your lease, your security deposit may carry over to the new term. In some cases, the landlord may require an additional deposit if the rent increases or if there are changes to the lease. It's important to clarify the terms with your landlord and get any changes in writing. This helps avoid confusion and ensures your deposit is handled correctly. If you end your lease early, your security deposit may be at risk. Landlords can use the deposit to cover unpaid rent or costs related to finding a new tenant. The exact rules depend on your lease and local laws. If you need to move out early, communicate with your landlord and try to reach an agreement to minimize financial loss. If a landlord or company goes bankrupt while holding your security deposit, recovering your money can be challenging. In some cases, deposits are protected by law and must be kept in separate accounts. If not, you may need to file a claim as a creditor. It's wise to check how deposits are handled and protected before entering into an agreement. Security deposits are usually not considered taxable income for landlords unless they're kept as compensation for damages or unpaid rent. If the deposit is returned, there's no tax impact. However, if deductions are made, the amount kept may be taxable. Tenants generally can't deduct security deposits on their taxes. Always consult a tax professional for advice on your specific situation. With the rise of digital payments, many landlords and companies now accept security deposits via online platforms or apps. This makes the process faster and more convenient, but it's important to use secure, traceable methods. Always get a receipt and keep records of your payment. Digital payments can help streamline the process and reduce paperwork. Landlords have legal obligations when handling security deposits. They may be required to keep deposits in separate accounts, provide receipts, and return deposits within a certain time frame. Failing to follow these rules can result in penalties. Tenants should know their rights and ask for documentation to ensure their deposit is handled properly. Tenants have rights when it comes to security deposits. These include the right to receive an itemized list of deductions, the right to a timely return of the deposit, and the right to dispute unfair charges. Knowing your rights can help you protect your money and resolve issues quickly. Always read your lease and local laws to understand your protections. If disputes over security deposits can't be resolved directly, mediation is an option. Mediation involves a neutral third party who helps both sides reach an agreement. This process is often faster and less expensive than going to court. Many local housing authorities offer mediation services for landlord-tenant disputes. Mediation can help preserve relationships and find fair solutions. If mediation fails, small claims court is another option for resolving security deposit disputes. Tenants and landlords can present their case to a judge who makes a binding decision. Small claims court is designed to be accessible and affordable, but it's important to prepare your case with documentation and evidence. This process can help resolve disputes when other methods don't work. Good record keeping is essential when dealing with security deposits. Keep copies of your lease, payment receipts, inspection checklists, and all communication with your landlord. These records can help you resolve disputes and prove your case if needed. Staying organized protects your interests and makes the process smoother from start to finish. Many rental and service platforms now handle security deposits online. These platforms often have clear policies and automated processes for collecting, holding, and returning deposits. Using a reputable platform can provide extra protection and make transactions more transparent. Always review the platform's terms and support options before making a payment. The world of security deposits is evolving. New technologies, laws, and rental models are changing how deposits are collected and managed. We're seeing more digital payments, alternative deposit options, and increased regulation to protect consumers. Staying informed about these trends can help you make better decisions and protect your interests in the future. To wrap up, security deposits are a common and important part of many agreements, from renting apartments to borrowing equipment. They protect both parties, encourage responsibility, and help resolve disputes. Understanding how security deposits work, your rights and obligations, and the latest trends can help you avoid problems and make the most of your agreements. Thanks for watching, and remember to always read the fine print and keep good records when dealing with security deposits.